Hello everyone, let's look at this task 1. The bar graph below shows the stock price of 4 different technology companies from 2011 to 2016, okay? So we have, as you can see, 4 types of companies: Facebook, Google, Apple, and Yahoo, and their stock price. As you can see, it's an overtime essay, and there are so many changes that you can see by looking at the picture. You can pause the video and you can just see the changes. And now it's an answer for this task 1 by Sherzodbek. And let's check the essay. The bar chart illustrates data about the stock, I think, the stock cost of 4 technology organizations between 2011 and 2016. So that one would be correct if you added this article. Okay, overall, despite Apple having uh, fluctuate, I think that's a completely wrong structure, wrong approach here, because fluctuate is also wrong. Apple, is it fruit? So look at this. Apple, it's a company name. Apple, it means you should write it with a capital letter. So I'm just gonna omit this fully and I'm gonna rewrite it here. So you should have said, although the stock price of Apple company fluctuated wildly. Maybe that would be better because, uh, you know, that's very strange, and fluctuate is also wrong. Having fluctuations would be correct, maybe. Apple should be written with a capital letter, as you can see here. I hope you will consider this. I hope you will take this into consideration. The figure for Facebook rose stable. What is this? Firstly, Facebook should be written with a capital letter. Secondly, rows stable is completely wrong. That's why instead of the figure for Facebook rows stable, maybe it's not stable, significant, maybe step by step. Rows step by step would be better, and you should write the word Facebook with a capital letter, like Facebook. Rows instead of stable, you should use a different language here. I'm gonna correct this. Rows, not stable, but step by step. Or maybe significantly, you could use. So that's gonna be the wrong version. And here you can see the corrected version, step by step or significantly. And that would be logically correct. So you can see your mistakes. You talked about Apple, Facebook. However, the proportions of Google and Yahoo experienced the lowest share during the period. Did they have the lowest share? Hmm. Yeah, they probably had the lowest share, but it would be better to say the figure for Google remained stable. When it comes to Yahoo, it declined. Mm. You should correct your approach for this task one. You could use a better language to describe it. And again, the same feedback. Google should be written with a capital letter, and the same goes for Yahoo also. And I have to correct it one by one. So next time you write essays, do not repeat the same mistake. I hope you will take this into consideration whenever you write the essay for the next time. Lowest share. You are talking about the proportions. You are talking about share. You are saying 2 times proportion. That's why you have coherence cohesion problem here. Look, share and proportion almost mean the same thing. That's why in one sentence you are saying 2 times the proportion, and your overview is so weak. My recommendation is you can use a very simple language like subject verb, but you should explain it very clearly to the reader. If the reader reads it, this person must have a very good idea of what the picture is all about. That's why pay attention to clarity. Look, I read overview and it's full of mistakes. After watching this video, don't be depressed or something like that. You should look at your mistakes as gold dust, so you should work on your mistakes and next time do not repeat them. Now let's continue. Initially the figure for Facebook, this is the blunder, stood at almost 5,500. The figure for Facebook, this one, green is Facebook. The beginning point, is it almost 5,500? No, of course. 10,000, 5,000, between them is about 7,500. That's why this is gonna be a mistake related to data analysis, so you should correct it. It's actually about 75. It stood at about 75,000, so you should have corrected it. And it grew slightly throughout the period before reaching 2. Reach plus 2 is wrong, and do not use it next time. Like reaching nearly 20,000 in 2016. Let's see. Okay, I'm not gonna care about this one. Okay, nearly. I think it's exactly 20,000, but I'm not gonna touch it because it seemed nearly to. Okay, that's not a big deal for now. So you have this many mistakes and you have to correct them too. I think this is exactly, because I'm trying to see. I think it would be better to say exactly to 20,000. I guess. So when it comes to should be to Google again. Google. Pay attention to this. With a capital letter, you should write it. It saw remain unchanged. Come on. It saw a rise or a fall. You cannot say remain unchanged. You cannot use saw before remain unchanged. Saw means head. It remained. Yeah, the figure for Google. When it comes to Google cannot remain unchanged. The value can remain unchanged. The figure can remain unchanged. So it's maybe you should have said its stock value remained unchanged. This one would be much better compared to your original version. So with the same share, look, remained unchanged means it's the same share. That's why if you say remain unchanged, no need to talk about the same share. That would be stupidity to repeat the same thing twice. Approximately 2,000. And you should use at approximately 2,000 to make it clear. Preposition problem. On the other hand, having reason, it's not rose. Having plus reason would be the correct version. So, oops. Dramatically from almost 4,000 to over. Okay. 4,000 to over 38,000 between 2011 and 2013. The share of Apple then continued to oscillate until 2016. So how about this Apple? Let's look at Apple. Almost 4,000. I think it's not almost 4,000. It should be almost 5,000. I hope you understood this. And is it 38,000? I don't think it's 38,000. If you look at this, it is about 35,000. You said over 38,000. So that's why you should consider this data. I think it's wrong. You should correct it next time. Oscillate until 2016. Until 2016, you said oscillate. Okay. However, it represents the largest share at more than 30,000 than other organizations during the period. You said during the period, and you are not clear about this. So I think the sentence almost doesn't make any sense, and no need to write this sentence because you already finished talking about Apple. You said continue to oscillate until 2006. You finished, but you are still writing an unnecessary sentence. Finally, the contribution of Yahoo. Okay, we have come to this one, like Yahoo, and I'm gonna correct this mistake. Originally contributed to identical patterns of Facebook. Identical patterns as Facebook. Maybe the contribution of again, the contribution of and patterns. So you should have said Yahoo and Facebook contributed to, even you are using contribute here, Yahoo and Facebook contributed to identical patterns. So you should work on your coherence and cohesion and try to write a much clearer essay. Whenever you write an essay next time, be careful with data analysis. It noticeably declines from almost 5,500 to 20, before again declining in the final year. It, which one? You said it. You should mention specifically you are talking about Yahoo, you are talking about Facebook, but you said it noticeably. That's why I'm gonna consider it as a mistake. So you should work on your mistakes. I hope you are going to correct your mistakes. So that's almost all about your essay. You should work on clarity. This is going to be my feedback for you. Even though you use a very simple structure like subject verb, try to keep the meaning clear. It should be very clear. No one is expecting you to use amazing structures or something like that. But the examiner wants you to write an essay without almost any kinds of mistakes. That's why work on improving your grammar, and coherence and cohesion means meaning. Pay attention to meaning. I hope you are not going to repeat the same mistakes again whenever you write an essay next time. And you can comment your opinion about the score of the essay, and I'm going to tell the score to him. The score will be told by me. So Sherzodbek, I will tell you the score by myself. Not in this video, definitely. And I want to say thanks for watching. So bye bye.